Yo, what's up ladies and gentlemen? Today we're breaking down Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos. Let's start it off by telling you guys both of these fighter stats. First, we'll start it off with the contender, Edwin De Los Santos. He has a total of 18 fights with 16 wins and only 2 losses, with one coming from William Foster and then the other coming from Shakur Stevenson. He also has 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Edwin is a heavy hitter, maybe top 3 hardest puncher in the lightweight division, so you cannot sleep on him because he's a live dog. Edwin has a height of 5 foot and 8 inches and a long reach of 5 foot and 10 inches. Edwin also has a very impressive showing where he went on to KO Jose Valenzuela, who then went on to win a world title in the 140-pound division by defeating Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now let's dive into the stats of Keyshawn, the businessman Davis. He has a total of 13 fights with a record of 13 wins, no losses, and 9 big wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently the reigning and defending WBO World Lightweight Champion, winning in his last fight by stopping Denis Baranchyk on a very impressive performance. Both of these men's build are identical, with Keyshawn also coming in at 5 foot and 8 inches with a reach of 5 foot and 10 inches. Now we're going to break down both of these men's films and explain what they're great at and what they struggle with. Then at the end, I will give Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos their keys to victory. Something Keyshawn is not really great at is boxing off the back foot, and it's because of his footwork. Here you see him crossing his legs, then he's once again crossing his legs here, while both feet are off the canvas here, still crossing his legs, and now he's just going to bring his feet together and be completely off balance. This is something I really like from Keyshawn right here, just how composed he is and always building off of his body work. If you don't know what I mean by building off your body work is when you go downstairs and then you're going downstairs to set up a shot upstairs and continue on the combination. And Keyshawn does this really well. Right here, this is just textbook work from Keyshawn. He's going to stab to the body while taking his head off the line to get under the counter, and then he's going to roll under the other shot, take a little step to the left, and then he's going to come up with a right hook. Now we're going to talk about what I think personally is Keyshawn's most underrated trait, which is his defense and his hand fighting. What I mean by hand fighting is when people are trying to put out their jab as a measurement stick, he's going to block it with his hands, or when people try to go down to the body, he's going to swipe at it with his hands to get out the way, or if people try to jab, he's going to parry it. That's what I mean by hand fighting. This is where Keyshawn shines, and it's in the pocket. He's going to move his head off the line and come around the guard with the right hand, and then he's going to pull back, and then after seeing the shot, he's going to shoot a right hand down the pipe. This is just all good vision from Keyshawn. He's going to roll with the shot here, and then he's once again going to shoot a right hook, and then he's once again going to roll under the shot, and he's going to come with 2 nice body shots, one to the right side and one to the left side. This segment is Keyshawn on the ropes, just getting way too comfortable in that ring, and I'm going to explain what he did wrong and what he should have done. This is just a young mistake from Keyshawn. He's going to try to push Medueno away from him because he's applying way too much pressure, so he sticks his arms out and he fully extends his arm and tries to push him back like that with his chin in the air, and then right here he's going to extend both of his arms this time, pushing him back even more with his chin more in the air. And what he should have done was duck down, get low, hands to his face, and put his shoulder on Medueno's chest and use his body weight to push him back instead of fully exposing himself for any counter coming his way. Like I said earlier, Keyshawn is a very composed and patient fighter. Right here, you're going to see him let off a combination that sends Medueno stumbling back, and instead of rushing in, he lets Medueno come right back to him and just lets it flow. Now, I want to dive into the Lemos fight and show a couple of clips from here, and you're going to see where right here, Keyshawn, he just shows how he can switch up the pace, slow it down, speed it up, and he can also put some angles into his game too. Right here, I love every single thing about this segment. He's going to get around the ropes, get back to the center ring, and Lemos is going to try to come in fast, walking right through the door. He's going to stop him with a stab jab to the body and then come around his elbow with the right hook. Then he's going to back up a couple steps, slowing down the pace, and then he's going to jab to the body and then move over to the right a couple steps, and then he picks up the pace again by blinding him with the jab, stepping off to the right, angling to his right side, and then throwing a shovel hook. Once again, I want to show you guys his patience. He waits for Lemos to leap in, overextend, and then once he sees he overextends, he fires a right hand that drops Lemos and puts him down on the canvas. Overall, Keyshawn always shows how good his pocket boxing can really be, and he also shows some tiny flaws that a top guy can pick up on and pick apart. But I just don't think it will be Edwin that can be able to pick up on those and pick them apart, and I'll explain why in this film breakdown right here. Before we start breaking down the film, I want to explain another trait that I just can't show because I can't show footage, but Edwin De Los Santos never throws while he's on the back foot, so that's something Keyshawn can push him back and capitalize off of. In this first clip, I'm going to break down this bad tendency that Edwin has, and Rayo realizes it. Edwin likes to evade left hands the same way every time, so you're going to see Rayo throw a left hand, then pick his head back up with a right shovel hook and bring another left hand behind it. Now, this is where Edwin hurts Rayo, and he gets way too overconfident, and it makes him very lazy with his footwork. Edwin's getting too greedy here, going for the kill, and right here his features is all out of whack. He's not in his boxing stance anymore. He's just walking right through the front door, and this is something Keyshawn can take advantage of as well. This is a good trade of Edwin. He has really good shot placement and timing, and he loves to shoot with an opponent and hurt them while they're trying to throw. Right here, he's just gaining confidence in this Rayo fight. He's just waiting for his moment, being patient, and as soon as Rayo tries to fire, he waits for his moment. He takes it with a right hook, puts it right on the chin, right on the button, and sits Rayo down. In this last segment I'm going to show you is Edwin always crosses his feet when he goes to the right, not having proper footwork when moving to the right, and he also rarely moves to the left. Lastly, Edwin lacks a lot of body work, rarely ever even going to the body during a fight, and he exfoliates a lot of energy by throwing every single punch he has with complete full power, which could be detrimental in a 12-round fight like he has coming up with Keyshawn Davis. Now we're going to transition over to the keys of victory for both these men, and we're going to start off with Edwin De Los Santos. For Edwin to win this fight, he needs to use his age and maturity and wait for the young star to get out of line, trying to make something happen that just isn't there. He needs to be on the front foot, pushing Keyshawn Davis back, and lastly, he needs to use his good speed and timing to land his big shots in between Keyshawn's shots. He needs to take a punch to get a punch. Now transitioning into the rising star, the defending champion, Keyshawn Davis's keys to victory. He needs to constantly be on the front foot, but also stay patient and wait for his moments by using bodywork to slowly break down the older fighter in Edwin and catch and shoot with Edwin. Keyshawn also can use his angles to expose Edwin's sloppy footwork and use hard stab jabs to the body while backing up Edwin to make him uncomfortable and also control the pace and disrupt Edwin's rhythm. Now let's get into making my pick. I'm picking Keyshawn to take this fight. I think we'll see him once again take a step up in boxing IQ and skills by taking control of this fight in the middle rounds and then stopping him later on in the fight in the 9th round by a TKO. I think the first 3 rounds will be competitive, with Edwin trying to force his will onto Keyshawn, and then later on in the fight we're going to see Edwin's confidence start to fade away as Keyshawn continues to pick him apart with hard, accurate shots. Even though I feel as if Keyshawn will make this look easy, it will not be easy at all. Edwin is still a live dog, and anybody who hits as hard as Edwin does will always make the fighter a little nervous in the opposite corner. This is a very interesting and a good step up fight for Keyshawn, and I'm very interested to hear who you guys pick and whether you guys think it's going to be Keyshawn or Edwin, whether you guys think it's going to be a tough fight or an easy fight for each fighter. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say, and just let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you. Peace.